Due to Powerbomb issue number 4 from Image Comics, the Knights of Rhyne have been training in the ring for years to destroy the evil Necroton, and now they have a chance to do it by winning the DEATHLYFE tournament. Only one problem: Sun and Steel are in their way. So, not only do we get Sun and Steel versus the Knights of Rhyne, but we also get a reveal that one of the other participants in the tournament is someone that's close to Cobra Sun and Lona Steel. Who that person is, well, you're just going to have to keep on watching to figure it out. We start off a year before the DEATHLYFE tournament, where we are on the planet where the Knights of Rhyne preside in, and we have our two participants. They are Alphonse and Maximilian, and Alphonse and Maximilian are talking to their king, and basically they have fought a war against the Necroton, and the war ended in a draw, which the king kind of says is almost worse than losing, because at least, if we were to have lost, we could have had something to rally behind and fight for. And so the king wants Maximilian and Alphonse to join the tournament so that they can revive this great wizard, Velkus the Red. According to the king, Velkus the Red is the only hope that the land has. He's the only one capable of defeating Necroton. And the one question that I'm wondering is, what makes you say that when Velkus the Red died in battle against Necroton? So why would you think that he's your only hope to win when he didn't win for you? He fought and he died. So, I don't know. It's kind of weird. It's kind of like this guy who lost in the last war. Well, he lost his life. He didn't lose the war because it ended up being a draw. This guy who lost his life in the last war, he's the only chance that we have, even though he didn't help us win the last one. But anyways, yeah, we get them training, and they're doing all they can to gather up their camaraderie and be able to win this tournament. Meanwhile, we have Lona and Cobra Sun, and they're in their gym. And Cobra Sun basically admits, when we first met, I thought you could handle yourself in the ring, but I was wrong. I know I shouldn't have doubted you. Did you know that before I turned heel and fought against your mom were actually in the tag team together? So we have a flashback of them working together, and we see them doing their tag team move, which is basically the Doomsday Device by the Road Warriors. So Cobra Sun scoops up an opponent into a powerbomb position, and then Steel Rose jumps off and lariats him off. And that's basically the Doomsday Device. So that's their tag team move, and they won the championship together, and we see them kind of lovey-dovey. And for anyone who doesn't know, Cobra Sun is Steel Rose's husband and Lona's father, but she doesn't know that yet. And so he's like, everything, flowed perfectly together. You remind me a lot of her. So like, we're now a tag team. We have to not only attack our adversaries one-on-one, but we got to utilize our combined skills and fight them together. So let's work on our tandem movesets. Let's become a tag team rather than just two single wrestlers working together. Let's actually become one, basically. And we get a montage of them training, and I love how there's another montage just like splashed on over the image. So I thought, okay, cool. We're going to get them doing some kind of tag team maneuver, right? Well, we get the actual fight with them against the Knights of Rhyne, and Lona is getting her butt kicked. She's getting punched against the ropes. She comes back with a V-trigger that looks brutal. That's one thing I love the artwork in this. Not only is it very like stylized, but just the action scenes actually have a lot of like kinetic energy behind them. Punches feel like punches. Knee strikes feel like knee strikes. Like it doesn't feel static or stoic whatsoever. Everything feels like there's weight behind them. So she beats Alphonse, and then Maximilian tags himself in and just does a burning lariat that just knocks the crap out of Lona. And he basically also does the curb stomp. So Lona's getting beat up. She's trying to make a tag, but she can't. Every time she tries to go for a tag, she gets just knocked down. Eventually, Alphonse tags himself in, and the two of them hit the what they called the King Arthur's table. but it's basically the big rig that FTR uses, which is a flapjack into a code breaker. And they go for a pin, but she's able to kick out. She has the fighting spirit behind her. And yeah, again, they're just beating the crap out of her, but she gets up. She's like, my name is Lona Steel Rose. My mom was Io Steel Rose, and I'm going to get her back. So we got her opponents who are fighting to bring back a wizard who could helpfully win them this war against Necroton. Meanwhile, Lona is fighting for her mom. I was like, okay. I'm not really happy with what the Knights of Rhyne are fighting for. It would have been better if it was something like, what if they were fighting for their queen? What if their queen had died? What if their queen was someone who, she's not a warrior, but she has magic powers or whatever, and she is the only thing that's, like, maybe the planet that they're on is dying or something like it's becoming inhabitable for the people there. And the queen had some kind of connection to the planet, and while she was alive, she was able to basically kind of shield her people from whatever was harming the planet or something. Like, basically, she brought life to the planet, but with her gone, the people are dying. They're slowly dying, and they need to get her back so that won't happen. Something like that would have been cooler, because then once again, you're playing off who you should kind of... You're giving these people sympathy, and you're kind of like, does Steel Rose really deserve this victory? Because all she wants is one person to come back. Meanwhile, the Knights want one person, but that one person they want her back because she can protect the entire planet and save the entire, all their people. Like, I thought that would have been something a little bit cooler, because we got something more sympathetic against with the orangutans, or I guess the Oranga gang, where they were trying to bring back their sister. So, like, you feel bad for them when they lost, because it was like they wanted to bring their sister back. They wanted to bring a loved one back, just like Steel Rose wants to bring a loved one back. But here, it's like they want to bring some warriors so that they can start another war and hopefully win this one. So I was like, okay. Sympathy wasn't really there. And I thought this was a good, like, emotional thing that could have been brought up, but the series hasn't done it. The series hasn't brought up the fact that people are joining this tournament to bring someone back from the dead. That's all you can do. You can't wish for anything else other than to have someone who's passed away come back. So you could have had this whole, like, dramatic thing where people are trying to bring back loved ones. Like, you had the, like I said, the orangutans were trying to bring back a sister. You could have had the Knights of Rhyne trying to bring back a queen who is trying to save her people. You could have had another opponent, could be a father, maybe a husband and wife who are trying to bring back their daughter. Like, you can bring back some of this emotional stuff and actually play it up. But they don't. Like, Steel Rose beats the Oranga gang, and then that's it. She doesn't she doesn't comment about the fact that they're not able to bring back their sister whatsoever. So these orangutans, who were pretty nice people, I mean, they helped protect Steel Rose and Cobra Sun before a fight, and they seemed like cool dudes. They lost their sister, and they're trying to bring her back, and they can't because they lose the tournament, and then they're just kind of ran off, and that's kind of it. And I wish there was kind of more of the stakes, where it's not just the main character who has something at stakes, but other characters have something at stakes. And how will that affect our main character when she beats them and prevents them from being able to get their wish, from being able to bring back loved ones and stuff? Like, that could have been something that, like, would have really resonated with this story, I think, for a lot of people. Like, what would you do to bring back a loved one, and what would happen? How would you feel if you couldn't? Not only that, but how would you feel if you prevented someone else from being able to bring back their loved one? And then you could have had this whole thing where Lona's trying to question, like, is my goal worth more than someone else's goal? Is me trying to bring back my mom more important than, another team trying to save their planet, or another team trying to bring back their daughter, or, whatever, a team trying to bring back their father, their sister, their brother, whatever it may be? Like that could have been something that could have played an effect, and also something that Lona has to overcome. Like not only does she have to overcome physically fighting tough opponents, but now she has to overcome the emotional burden of preventing other people from saving their loved ones. That could have been something that, you know, would have been really great to see, but we don't. It's not really brought up whatsoever. So I'm hoping maybe with issue 5, I mean, we got 3 more issues to go. I'm hoping that something like that gets brought up, but we haven't seen any of that yet. But anyways, back to the story. Lona hits a clothesline. She tags Cobra's son, and then I'm thinking, okay, we're going to see a tag team move, right? Because that's what this whole issue was in the beginning. We saw the Knights of Rhyne. We saw a montage of them working together to, you know, build up their tag team. And then we saw Lona and Cobra's son doing a montage of them trying to become, you know, one, basically, to kind of like have movesets that work in tandem together. But we don't get that, really. Instead, Cobra's son hits a German suplex. Lona tags herself in and then jumps off with the diving elbow to win. And then it's just like, why not do a tag team move? And you could say, well, that was a tag team move. It was, once again, Cobra's son hitting a move and then Lona following it up with another move. But both moves are done, you know, can be done by a single wrestler. Whereas the Knights of Rhyne, they hit the big rig, which takes 2 people to do. You have to have one person do the flapjack, and you have to have the other person do the codebreaker. So it would have been nice if they did something like this. Like, it seems like Lona's doing clotheslines and also V-triggers. Maybe have a tag team move where Cobra's son is doing the German suplex, and as he's German suplexing, Lona hits a V-trigger on them. So Lona hits a V-trigger at the same time that Cobra does the suplex. Or maybe she hits a lariat, and as she's hitting that, Cobra's son is during the German suplex. So the opponent takes a German suplex and a lariat at the same time. Like, that could have been something. So it would have been nice to actually see a tag team move by them instead of, once again, they're just doing their own separate moves. But yeah, they end up winning. So the Knights of Rhyne don't get their wizard. And like I said earlier, we see another team come in, and they're the Puro Pack. And one of the members of the Puro Pack is Uncle Blood. And he's basically saying, you think you're the only ones that Necron invited? Like, she was my sister. This is my fight. And where that goes, I'll leave it for you to figure it out by reading the issue yourself. But yeah, there you go. There's Do a Powerbomb issue number 4. Like I said, I like the series a lot. I wish they would play up the drama of people fighting for loved ones a little bit more. How does it affect the winners going on? I mean, think about it. You join a tournament to bring back a loved one. It's Lona's case. She's in this tournament to bring back her mother. But all her other opponents that she's fighting are also trying to bring back loved ones. How will that affect you? How will that affect you knowing that you're stopping other people from saving their loved ones? How does that weigh on your conscience? Like, that would have been something that I would love to see this story bring up, but it doesn't. It doesn't go into it. And I'm like, oh, that's just so much wasted potential right there. Or so much wasted opportunity that you can take this story. But other than that, like I said, I still love this series. I highly recommend it. It's been fantastic. That's just my one nitpick that I kind of have with it so far. But hope you enjoyed the video, and I hope to see you next time. Take care. Later. So what'd you guys think of that video? I hope you guys enjoyed. If you guys haven't already, please subscribe, hit that bell for notification, leave a like if you enjoyed the video. And if you didn't enjoy the video, thank you for watching it this far, and I hope the next video is more to your liking. Feel free to check out the playlists that you guys see, and I hope to see you guys next time. Later.